make Pinterest pins if you are in a space that is print on demand or similar? This is a question I actually get more often than you would think, because in my membership, Pin Profit Academy, I attract a lot of sellers who are selling art, AI style art, or they are artists themselves or photographers and they sell prints, but they don't really have the ability to have a ton of inventory, and they also don't have the income to purchase all of the required equipment in order to buy the inventory and then photograph it. There is a way around it though. You don't have to have the inventory in your hand. You don't have to have the artwork in hand in order to make Pinterest pins. That's actually the really great part about Pinterest. In fact, I purchased some art. I'm actually gonna flip the camera around and show you. I actually purchased this art from a local seller in Tucson when I first moved to this city, and I found her on Pinterest. If you take a look at this art on the wall right here, I know that's a really poor camera job. So I actually found this artist who shot all the photographs for the wall art for my desert, like Sonoran desert wall art on Pinterest. And she actually was linking to her Redbubble store, but I noticed in her Redbubble store she was local. So I actually reached out to her and just said, hey, can I buy these from you direct so you pay less in fees and I can just pick them up? And it worked out perfectly. So years later, I am actually making a video that is going to help people just like her to get found on Pinterest even better. And of course, I'm going to use Canva. So without further ado, let's actually jump right into Canva and I'm gonna show you what I have prepped for you. Your Pinterest pins for your dropshipping products, things that you maybe sell as art prints, or if you do any sort of like digital art, things that are not tangible, that you don't have in your house, that you can't take a lot of photography of. That is where a lot of creators are coming to me through my membership, through my DMs on Instagram or comments on YouTube, and asking things like, how do I make pins if I sell print on demand, or if I sell art or photography? It's not something that I have a lot of wall space that I can actually photograph. So if you are in the print on demand space, whether it's bags or t-shirts or posters or artwork or whatever, this is your tutorial. Now is your time. This is basically what I do when I work with these creators. So the first and obvious place to go to create pins is right inside of Canva. A lot of people don't even realize that there are apps inside of Canva that you can generate your own mock-ups with. But I will say one of the downsides to Canva is that the selection is limited. So if you go into apps, and I'm gonna go to one of the pins here without anything on it. This one, if you go into apps and you come down here to this popular and you scroll through it, you're gonna see mock-ups. This is in conjunction with smart mock-ups. So we're gonna go ahead and click open on that. And if you do sell print, then you are gonna wanna know basically how to create pins for those products, right? So we're gonna go into like frames and we're gonna look, and I don't really see anything hanging on a wall, so that's not really what I'm wanting. So let's actually look at print. This is closer, and you can see how few options there are. In fact, I've actually used this one already as an example in this set of pins, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. But let's say we wanted to create this one. So we're gonna add this design, and then we need to add our image. So I'm gonna scroll through here because I'm having to actually re-record this video because the audio is bad. I'm gonna scroll through my images just really quick, and here they are. And I'm looking for one of those images that we can stick in. So let's say we took this photo. I'm gonna stick that in this smart mockup, and it's gonna place it in that frame. And now we can readjust this image and get it fit for however we want it to be. So if we want to make it bigger, great. Okay, I probably would get rid of those lines in this case. Now let's do that again so you can see very clearly how to use this. So we're gonna go to the apps and you can search mockups if you'd like to. And I use mockups. There's also this other one called Mockup Lab, which I have not used, but it says you can create unique product images with ease. I'm not selling a physical product really necessarily here. I'm trying to emulate what something would look like on someone's wall. So I'm going to go back to print again, and I'm going to find a different image. Perhaps we sell our art on a calendar, who knows? And then I'm going to go back to uploads and I'm going to find one of those images. In this case, I'm just going to go to photos and I'm going to insert a photo. And we're going to insert that photo into the mockup. So we're going to pretend this is a photo we took. This is a photo we're selling in a calendar. You're going to add your text overlay to the template, and then you're going to use the mockups to insert your image into the mockup. If you have Canva Pro, you already have access to this. Now you can see across the top, I have a bunch of different tabs that I'm going to go ahead and tell you about, because as someone in your space, you may need extra resources. This isn't something that you're going to be able to do everything inside of Canva because the options are limited. So what I want to tell you is just go to Google, do a quick search. You're going to want to filter through these on your own, but I am going to kind of walk you through what my process has already been. But I have gone to Google and searched and played around with a bunch of these mockup generators. Now the first one is an ad. This is owned by Envato Market. I do use and have used for years Envato Market to buy one-off products. So this is definitely a trusted source that I would recommend to my audience would be Placeit. In fact, I played around with Placeit and you can see what that looks like here. If you have a free account, which you can get a free account, you are limited on what you can create and how many items and such that you can create. So if you click Go Unlimited, you'll see here that you can start with $9.99 a month and get unlimited downloads. Through all of my research for all of these mockup generators, this has been the most affordable and friendly in terms of attribution and commercial use. Now you can see here I went ahead and uploaded some of the images from this series of pins that I've used, and I put it in the Placeit generator and it generated wall art for me. And then you can download this, and again you have to purchase this after. So you can't just download this for free, you have to have a subscription. So you can buy it once for $7.95 or you can go unlimited for $9.99. They price it this way very strategically. So if this is an instance where you have a new store and you have about 15 or 20 different listings and you just want to make a bunch of different images, you could do this a couple times a year or maybe once a quarter, where you go in and design. Because you're unlimited here with videos and designs, you could go and design a bunch of them, download them, and just cancel your subscription. It is a 1 month commitment, so you do have to stay for 1 month, but basically you join, you pay, and then you can leave. The next one, I want you to not be fooled by this one, because this is right there on Google towards the top. This seems like a really good one, but when you get into their terms of use and licensing policies, it's going to lead you down the path to attribution. It seems like it's a free one to use. Free Pick for years was purportedly a really good free stock photo website, from my understanding. And when I got down into the legal language, it turns out you actually have to have a pricing plan with them, which starts at $12 USD for 12 months. So you're locked in for a 12-month time frame, which means you're paying a minimum of $144 US, which is again why I would suggest Placeit, because you can leave anytime. This one allows you a full license with no attribution and high quality content if you do pay for the premium plan. The next one that you'll find in your Google search is Artboard. This one also seems pretty nifty, especially with the AI features and their big trusted brands, which I always think these are a lie. But this one is $99 for a one-off payment, and that actually doesn't sound terrible. You get unlimited projects, mockups, templates, high resolution exports, no watermarks, things like that. So you're definitely going to want to look at all of the different options. The next one is just going straight to Envato Market, going into graphics and searching wall art mockup or t-shirt mockup and buying things that you can consistently use and you own a license for. So you come in here and you would search for things like this one right here, wall art posters, and you're paying $1 or a one-time $11 fee for this one, whereas for like Place It, you're paying monthly and you don't have access to just use it all the time, I guess. I don't really know. With this one, if you cancel, you can't continue to use it, whereas with this one, if you buy them one-off, you can continue to use them. The last place that I want to point you towards is looking on Creative Market. Now, you do want to read the licensing terms with all of these. They do have a licensing terms chat, so you can chat with people at Creative Market about licensing terms for products that are on their marketplace. But this is a really great place to actually find really pretty mock-up templates that you can actually use as print on demand that were created by other creators. So the upside here is to purchase a template or a set of templates from different creators for a set price. And then you can, again, like on Envato Market, use them again and again. But they're so much prettier. Like these over here, just they look strange. They're not like exactly what I'm looking for. They're not that aesthetic kind of look and feel I would be looking for. These feel kind of cold, whereas this feels like the neighborhood Instagram influencer's creation that she created and she's selling, okay? So this looks like it was created by a friend, whereas this looks like it was created by a commercial graphic designer that doesn't actually know what people in my audience really are looking for. So these are my suggestions. You can start by creating your product pins right inside of pin templates. So what this would look like is you have your artwork. I'm gonna go and look for just like some desert photographs, and then you're gonna insert those photos. Let's actually search for a different term. Into these templates. And you're gonna put your main keyword on there and you're gonna download this and publish this to Pinterest. This is like the easiest way to do it, is just inserting them into the templates. And then the other options are to use the Smart Mockups templates inside of Canva or inside of other mockup platforms like Place It. This one right here is actually a Smart Mockup template. I had mentioned this just briefly earlier. This one's also a Smart Mockup. I don't like the way this one looks particularly. I made this one with an AI art generator here inside of Canva to use as an example of what this would look like. So if you are generating and selling AI art, then perhaps you go ahead and generate your AI art mockups along with the art, and then you bring those into Canva and you place those inside of your templates. This is also a Smart Mockup from here inside of Canva. And then last but not least, this is also another Smart Mockup right here inside of Canva. So step number 1 is simply getting the photographs, using them inside of pin templates. Step number 2 is using a mockup tool like Smart Mockups or Place It or any of these other options that are available to you on the internet. So I hope this is helpful in visualizing what your Pinterest pins should look like if you do sell drop shipping style, like print on demand products. So with the biggest roadblock being the lack of photography or the lack of inventory to photograph your goods, this is actually a really great way for you to bypass all of that. Using tools like Place It or other mockup generators, or just simply using Canva's, Smart Mockup situation. You could also go directly to Smart Mockups as well. They have more options directly through their own website that don't feed into Canva. Perhaps you already are creating mockups though for your listings and you can utilize those photographs. So really the key here is to identify your keywords that you want to rank for that product, and then making images with your products in either mock-ups or taking a mock-up you've made of like the art hanging on the wall or whatever, and actually placing it on the Pinterest pin. So this could actually go for wedding invitation sellers, people who are creating stationery, people who are creating digital products like digital planners and things like that. Like, these same tips apply to you. Just the title of the video is for print on demand. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you would like to dive deeper into creating your own Pinterest strategy, make sure you head on over and watch the 4 steps to create a Pinterest strategy that works, and I'll see you next time.